All right, so I watched Pig Hill, and I'm here to talk about it. So this is about a girl named Carrie who's obsessed with the pig people of Pig Hill. So she looks into it with this guy she met and her brother, and they uncover the mysteries of the pig people. Um, okay, so I went on Letterboxd and I was looking at some reviews from people that I know who have already seen this, and they were all pretty low. Um, And so, I totally get that having watched the movie, and I'll talk about some of those things, but I actually enjoyed this one. I think first off, the hero of the movie for me was the music. I thought the music was really cool. Plus also the style. This movie has a lot of style, for being kind of a low budget slasher. Uh, I am used to not getting much in the way of style, right? And this movie kind of has style in spades. I think this movie has tons and tons of style. A lot of use of really intense lighting, like color lighting, which I really appreciate. Lots of like intense reds and whatnot, which I dug. And the music complements that style very, very well. The story itself is absurd and ridiculous and over the top. And one phrase I use here and there on the channel, something I use towards like Traumatica and other films of that ilk. They feel very try hard in a lot of ways. This movie definitely can fall into that because it really does try to throw everything like insane and kind of disgusting at the story and at the screen, where it's like, what can you come up with that's vile and grotesque and nauseating and wrong? And there's stuff with the story of the pigs and the pig people and what they do, and it involves sexual assault and like just absurd over the top things. But you know, it was done in a way that I kind of felt a charm in it, where I was like, okay, this is fucking silly. But the movie is also very serious. Like the movie is never trying to be playful. It's never trying to be like funny, really. But there is kind of like a playful charm to it in a way, and I think that's probably because of the style. The acting kind of varies from good to amateur, not so great at times, but none that I was ever like taken out of the movie, or like none that ever really didn't fit the tone of the film. Like I thought all the acting from most people were adequate for it being this low budget slasher. And then the guy who plays Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw 3, R.A. Milahoff, whatever the fuck you say his last name. He's in this, so it was cool. I mean, obviously this person's a slasher fan, so getting someone like that, I'm sure was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I liked our lead. As I said, the acting in this is kind of what you would expect for the most part, but a little bit better than the normal ultra low budget slasher fare. But I don't even want to say this is ultra low budget. This feels like it has a okay budget, like a little bit above a ultra low budget. I'll just say low budget. But yeah, it's got some good gore in it. There's actually a couple good effects, some good kills, some graphic shit, and yeah, the movie never tries to shy away from how dark its material is, even if it does come across as a little like try hard and kind of eye rolly for a moment, where you're just like, okay, like I get it, you're an edge lord. This is ridiculous, but I don't know, man. I just really enjoyed the style all around, right? And because the story was so absurd, I just kind of went with it and was like, all right, the pig people of Pig Hill, and they fucking rape people and make little piglet babies, and like, what the actual fuck is this? And there's this story about this pig and how it all came to be with this. I'm not gonna ruin it for you, but I it was just like, okay, the fact that they were doing it like so seriously is probably why it worked for me, I guess, because usually a movie like this would be much more playful and the characters would be much more annoying, and they would do like they were influencers, and they would have the stereotypical characters of the jock and the this and the that, and they didn't have that here, right? That like this girl wasn't an influencer. They didn't have annoying like sidekick characters. uh, Her trauma was real and felt, and it was like, oh, okay, so they're doing like a legit thing here, despite it being over the top and kind of fucking ridiculous. Most of the time, I still really still ended up finding a lot of enjoyment in it. So, yeah, I might be the odd man out on this one, but I'm not giving it some high praise or anything but compared to the other ratings I saw from friends were like a 1.5 on Letterboxd. I'm like, oh come on, no way. This is like a 3, right? Three, or yeah, 3 is probably about fair, but that's good. That's a total like soft recommendation, and probably a harder recommendation for lower budgeted slasher fans who want to see something with style and good music and a silly, ridiculous story, played completely straight with some good gore. I mean, I think that's a lot of my audience. I think would probably at least be the target audience for this movie, right? And if 50% of you like it like I did, then I think that's a win. I think that's a win, and supporting stuff like this, I think is cool, because I do think there there is a lot of like effort and heart put into this, right? Like it's, as I said, I want to continue to emphasize that the story is okay. You know what? I'll draw that back just a tiny bit, because once we kind of get the reveal of the ending, it does become much more tragic, and you kind of go, oh, all right, that makes more sense. So I guess with now thinking about the ending, I'm not going to go as hard on how silly and things are, but yeah. Anyway, all right. I dug it. Pig Hill. This is cool. This is cool. Better than I was expecting for damn sure. So, uh, a soft recommendation and a harder recommendation for low budget slasher fans. I said my piece. I'll see you in the comments. Adios.